Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for November 2024 for each life path number to see how the energies of November could influence you. Before we get into the forecast, this is a general reading. If you would like your own personal reading, your own personal numerology reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to work with you and take a closer look. Also, if you book a year ahead forecast or any reading that has the year ahead forecast included in it, you'll get your year ahead forecast for the rest of 2024 and all of 2025. So this is a great time to book your year ahead forecast if you haven't done so yet. So if you want to do that, you can book some time with me. Again, my information is in the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at these life path numbers for November. Life path number 6. So you guys are going to be working with the vibration of the 25-7 for November and also eel energy. So this is interesting. Okay, so with the 25-7, I would say that this is a month where you really need to slow down your pace a little bit, listen to your body and give it what it needs. And I'm talking like holistically here. So body, mind, spirit, right? If there's some area where you feel depleted, where you feel like you're just running on empty, this is going to be a month where you really need to find a way to slow down and take a break and, take time for solitude. This is a beautiful month for solitude. If you can, create that space where you can really, spend time with self and really see where is it that you're feeling depleted? Where is it that you're feeling like, maybe there needs to be a shift in how you're engaging or how you're showing up. And then how can you move towards giving yourself that, whatever that may be. This is definitely a month for finding ways to fill up your cup. So schedule in breaks and time for rest and rejuvenation if you can do that. And I say if you can do that, you can do that. You'll just have to figure out how to do that, right? Because we all have obligations and we have things that we, that if we don't do them, they're not going to get done. And then, that's going to create more of a draining experience. So, it's just getting creative and figuring out ways that you can make that time for yourself. And this month is going to be a really important time to do that so that you don't deplete yourself to the point of like hitting rock bottom to where you end up getting sick and like, the universe slows you down, to give you that time. 'Cause that can happen. Definitely a month for coming back to yourself. So, really paying attention to what you need and honoring that. And, people are going to keep coming and they're going to keep asking for things and they're going to keep needing you and they're going to keep, relying on you for things. And it's going to be your job to say yes when you are capable of saying yes, when you feel like you've got that to give, whatever that might be. But it's also your job to say no when you don't have it to give, right? Whether it's time, money, energy, whatever. And so this month could really be an opportunity to kind of flex that muscle of you sort of, again, standing up for yourself, speaking up for yourself, saying yes when it feels good to say yes and saying no when it feels good to say no. And the other person's going to have to deal with that. They'll have to figure it out on their own, right? You can't sort of be everything to everyone all of the time. You could see significant change in health, residence, relationships. All of those areas are kind of possible for some change now. And when it comes to health, it could be something where you've got some kind of chronic illness or something that's kind of that nagging thing that kind of shows up every now and then, whatever that might be. And you might see that sort of show up at this time, and you might find better ways to manage it, whatever that might be. But I would say if any health concerns come up this month, for sure, make sure you get, a professional opinion on, what steps you can take to alleviate those symptoms. Because a lot of times when we move through a 7 cycle, health concerns can come up, and they can be those things that, we've kind of been just managing or dealing with. And then when we move through a 7 cycle, it can sometimes reach a boiling point. where we're like, oh, I probably need to get this checked out, or I probably need to see if there's something I can do to alleviate these symptoms that I've just been managing, right? And just dealing with. Because usually what we'll find out is that there is a better way to deal with it, to manage it, even if it's something chronic that we can't necessarily get rid of. There might be better ways to manage it, and you could definitely sort of stumble upon that this month, but you'll have to put in the effort and go and get it checked out, type of thing. And again, like, residents could absolutely come up for change. So some of you might be moving at this time. It might be sudden and unexpected move, or it could be something where maybe you've been kind of tossing it around and all of a sudden it's here and you make the decision to do it. And so you change locations or something like that, buy or sell your house, something like that, change location in some way. And changes in relationships are absolutely possible at this time as well. So, just because you've got that energy of the 5 and the 2, 25, 7, there's definitely change in relationships are absolutely possible. What those changes will look like, of course, will depend on your situation. But I would say that for you all, again, because you're 6s, and again, because you're moving through the 7 energy, there needs to be probably some kind of shift around, again, your standards and having those higher standards and speaking up for yourself and, making sure that you are looking out for yourself and filling up your cup first before you try to do that for others. And so you might get an opportunity to do that. And it is possible that the more you do that, the more that, those people who kind of use you to, get their needs met on sort of an extreme level, might not like the new you and might fall away at this time, right? Or you might have to create some distance between you and that person or those people for your own mental health and, your own, to fill up your own cup. And some people might not like that. And so that could bring in that change that we're talking about when it comes to relationships. And honestly, if those are the relationships that have to fall away at this time, then it's actually for your own mental health, your better health. And so you need to find ways to be okay with it and to let them go, when they can return and, give you that, show you that respect that you deserve, then they're welcome to come back, right? And step back into the relationship. But so some of those things could come up for evaluation at this time. The other thing I would say is that travel is absolutely supported. So either nearby, like, near your home, maybe a new place you haven't been to before, or, overseas, like a big trip, something like that. Maybe you decide that you need to travel to refill your cup. This would be a great time to do that. This is definitely a time for contracts. So, you might see an influx of clients. You might have some kind of promotion or something come up and you have to sign a contract, or you might be, again, buying or selling a house, something like that. Contracts are definitely in the spotlight right now. So you could be needing to sign those. I would say just do your due diligence. Make sure you read through it. Have a professional read through it as well to make sure that your interests are taken into consideration. And then the other thing with this vibration that's really actually quite beautiful is it brings sort of this energy of success after challenges. So you will see likely success in whatever area you're trying to see success in, but it's not going to be handed over to you. You're going to have to kind of work for it, and you're going to have to kind of put in that effort and overcome the challenges that will help you to really appreciate that success and be able to get the most out of it. Now, you're also working with eel energy, and this is interesting because eel, when I think about the eel, I just imagine them kind of tucked away in the coral, just sitting back in the shadows, watching for their prey or whatnot, but they're safe, right? They're in that safe container of the coral. So there is this energy of like cocooning, safety, observing, that sort of thing. So you might feel like this is a month where you kind of do need to be tucked away a little bit more and kind of out of the hustle and the bustle and away from the noise, and just reconnect with yourself this month and take that time for nurturing and solitude. I really do think that there's a strong energy here with eel coming through that kind of emphasizes this strong vibration of the 7 that says you've got to come back to self before you can come together with others. So this is a great month to do that and see where it is that your cup has been depleted and maybe you didn't realize it was. This is a great month to make sure that you fill it back up with things that actually feel good for you. All right, I hope it's a great one. Take care, 6s. Bye for now.